The gathering song for the month of December is We Rise. Please stand in body and spirit. Our gathering song? Well, it's supposed to be like that. It's good now? All right. Our gathering song for the month of December is We Rise. Please stand in body or in spirit. We're done.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Society. We're grateful for this together in this time of inspiration, reflection, and connection. Whether you join us today with joy in your heart, weighted with burdens, or searching for meaningful connections, we're glad you're here. I'm Alan Swanson. I'm an older man with blonde hair, and I'm wearing all black except for this wonderful stole that's for Quanda, which we're going to celebrate today as part of this. And I'm standing in front of the UUS's pulpit in front of our sanctuary. This room and the adjoining commons are filled with people of all ages. Through the window walls of our sanctuary, we connect to the natural world around us, where it is cleared up from the fog, and I hope it'll be a better day soon. As we gather, we give thanks for this land and all who have cared for it over the years, over the centuries, particularly the Kickapoo, the Iowa, the Sauk, the Meskwaki, and the Osheti Shakawan nations. As people of many ages, genders, races, sexual orientations, classes, abilities, and health statuses, we know how important it is to come together and work to create a radically welcoming spiritual community. As Unitarian Universalists, our faith expresses our core value of love through how we agree to be together and to support each other. We are guided by the shared principles, sources, and values of our living religious tradition. Today's worship service is for all ages. All ages Sundays are an available time for us to attune ourselves to the many ways that we can learn from each other when members and friends of all ages work together. We hope everyone feels welcome to make some noise, move your bodies, and participate as fully as you're able. The nursery is available for children 5 and under throughout the service. If doing something with your hands helps you, we invite you to visit the soul work table outside the sanctuary doors, to pick up an exploratory guide or coloring sheet related to today's service, or something else to work with. If you're newer to our congregation, we invite you to learn more about us after the service by talking with a greeter or by filling out our visitor form in YouTube notes so we can connect with you.
Good morning. Quick correction, the nursery is not open today. Nick had messaged me just before service to say that they didn't have staff to cover it, so just so you're aware. My name is Quanda Hood, and I am a worship associate here at UUS. Today is a special service for me, at least, doing the Burning Bowl ceremony and sharing Kwanzaa with you, which is what the stoles are for. I'm also wearing a suit that is made by an African company, woman-owned, black-owned, and they just make some beautiful, beautiful designs and colors and all of that, and I just fell in love with this suit, and I thought today was a perfect day to wear it. I have salt and pepper hair, about medium height, and that's good for now. The next section is a call and response. You can stay in your seat, stand, dance, sit on the floor, it doesn't matter. But I'll say something and I have those words up on the screen, and then after that you'll see a slide that says people at the top. We'll read that all together. We stand at two thresholds here today and are reminded of what we stand next to and what we stand for. As a congregation, we are the memory of the last calendar year, the collection of celebrations, the harvested wheat of the values brought and trodden, as well as the hidden values brought forth by the dark. We appreciate the fullness at the end of a cycle. We are grateful for the breath we were given at the beginning, the hands we were met with at the beginning, as well as the passive statements given to inspire and challenge us. We release what we are actively hoarding. We let go of what we are bound to and make space for the movement that is a fresh and new beginning. We now, for the first time, and now for the last time, we are not entering the unmarked territory by ourselves. The light and warmth received from our ancestors is what keeps us moving, and we offer this to our work of social support. Nature refreshes the year, and the winter of love is all we want. Let us worship. Let every cell within us feel joy for a new day.
Our opening hymn is number 350, Ceaseless Flow of Endless Time. Please rise in body or in spirit. AV, what are we doing? Okay. We have one more verse and then we'll do chalice lighting. Okay. The past and future ever near.
As Unitarian Universalists, we light a flame within a chalice as a symbol of sanctuary, safety, and hope, to unite us in worship and to remind us of our ongoing search for the light of truth. This flame we light towards the end of the year marks a transitional moment between the past and the future. As part of the Unitarian Universalist community, we believe that revelation is not sealed and that truth is constantly unfolding. We extend our minds and hearts towards rebirth and new opportunities, just as the earth turns towards the light after the longest night. We've carried the lessons of the old year with us to serve our inner fire. We don't leave the old year behind because it was either perfect or flawed, but rather because it has run its course. As we light this chalice, growing our release of the burdens that no longer serve our growth, honoring the resilience we've gained, renewing our spirits, our commitments, and our love for one another. Let's begin again in love with this flame. Please join me in saying our chalice lighting words as Maisie, whose parents are right over here and brand new today, and we hope they join, lights our chalice, and Quanda will help. Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the wonder and mystery of this great gift. So let us now kindle the flame of our liberal religious heritage and renew our covenant with mutual love and care. Love is our doctrine, the quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to serve those in need. This we promise, this we covenant with life and one another.
I apologize. It's been kind of a hectic mess this morning, but thank you for your patience and your grace, especially the folks online. Hopefully there's not too many comments. Thank you so much for joining in. I threw them right into the pool and they lit the candle, so the chalice. So thank you very much for that. We appreciate it. We also light a candle for justice and healing as a reminder of our interdependence with Earth and all its members of the global community, especially the most vulnerable. We light this candle so that we may not be numb to injustice and trauma, but rather find strength, courage, and love as we work in solidarity with others for liberation, justice, and healing. Together, we create resilience and hope. Today, as we light this candle, we're particularly mindful of renewal, rebirth, and release. In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, we are steered by the conviction that there is an interconnected web of existence in which every individual has value and dignity. At this moment, we bear the burden of the season, which for a considerable number of people has consisted of the disconnections and anxieties, and for some, the profound dislocation of existence of a new year. So we face the pain. The previous year was one in which our collective spirit was most challenged. Many in our communities have felt the sting of policies and rhetoric that seem to pull at the fabric of justice and compassion. Deepening social vulnerabilities and fractures seems more pervasive in these times. There has been a collective sadness, for there has been in our streets and in our pews not only the fear of political change. There has been the sadness for the beloved community we have been longing to create, for the beloved community we have been feeling, and for the profound shifts in the social fabric of our society. So we begin the work of healing and justice. From a UU perspective, there is no separation between justice and healing, for they are one and the same. With grief, we need to recognize the injuries sustained by our neighbors, as well as the injuries suffered by our earth. This journey integrates the inward renewal of hope. That healing articulates as justice. This is the steadfast, bold, and relentless work of making love present and visible through equity and the safeguarding of rights. We understand that peace is not just the lack of war, but the existence of justice. Thus, our healing is in our solidarity as we move ahead, in the radical and healing act of not looking away from one another. As the year changes, we make room within ourselves for a new vision for our country and our world. It is our hope that is grounded with these 4 pillars. Comfort, to provide fears victims with a sanctuary and the protection of safety. Unity is not the imposition of uniformity, but a covenantal togetherness in which our differences are appreciated as gifts. Peace, in the stillness of the spirit which derives from the realization that we are striving for a world in which all live with dignity and have their fundamental needs met. Love, it is the ultimate force that does not recognize the limitations of policies and borders, and is the reminder that our destinies are intertwined. This new year begins with an active hope, not passive optimism. We choose once again to side with love, with the faith that although the arc of the universe is long, our hands are among those that bend it to justice. As I light this candle, let us hold a time of silence to listen to our hearts and bodies, or perhaps to lift up prayers.
This was left off of some of the programs, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway. I prepared a reflection called Letting Go. As we approach the new year, we often think about New Year's resolutions. I began by focusing on what I want to let go. I could start out by thinking I could stop eating sugar cookies or stop streaming on Netflix, but neither is going to happen. Then I went for some of the big things that have been freaking me out. Derangement syndrome, each day of 2025. This is a long list, and it's not the whole thing, obviously. Fragility of the Constitution, a now scary Supreme Court, the situation in Ukraine, and a strange affinity for Putin. The Qatar gift of Boeing 747-8 jet as a $400 million affront to the Emoluments Clause. Serious threats and money grabs from higher education and journalism. Fitting out the White House with czarist gold and building a ballroom that may be larger than the White House. Unleashing Elon Musk with a chainsaw supposedly to lower waste, fraud, and abuse. Sending ICE agents and state's National Guard troops to our cities and spreading fear through our immigrant population. Orchestrating a questionable war in Venezuela. Allowing the population and infrastructure of Gaza to be decimated. Turning the Justice Department into a retaliatory law firm. Freezing USAID grant funding needed by nonprofits and allowing hundreds of thousands to die from malnutrition and infectious diseases, especially in Africa. Withdrawing our country from the World Health Organization. Beginning gutting the Department of Education. Leaving the Paris Climate Accords and rolling back environmental protections and all sorts of regulatory safety measures. Putting a new board that would vote for a new chair and renaming the Kennedy Center for the Arts. A common thread is, of course, Donald Trump. You can be assured that he is also personally benefiting from a large number of these power grabs, atrocities, affronts, and irritants. The miscellaneous angst list could go on and on and on, and I could include the overarching, further sharp drop in American civility. I would like to let all of this go for the new year, but I just can't. Instead, what New Year's resolution might I and you have beyond complaining, as I have just done? Stay away from the news more than you have been to reduce angst, and focus on concrete steps to wrest power from our unstable leader. This means providing financial and volunteer support to turn over the House as we approach November 2026. As UUs, we are surely already on the right path. Liz and I, and many others here, have already begun, of course. This year ending, Liz and I have in our home hosted 3 fundraising events for people running to turn the balance of power. One of these has been on the state level for governor, and 2 have been for the national level for the House. As I'm sure you all have additional events, we will have additional events in 2026. There is more Liz and I can do, and there's more that you can do. So, what can we let go in 2026? We can let go of angst and inaction. And I can still eat sugar cookies.
It is really an honor to introduce to you Rakisha Harrington, one of the directors at Neighborhood Centers for Johnson County. I've been fortunate to be not only a friend of Rakisha's, but also partnering with her on some work that they're doing at their new building that's opening up on Arthur Street. I'm not sure I'm supposed to say this, but I highly encourage that you reach out and ask them for a tour. I have been to all the facilities working and just listening and hearing to what the staff does, how happy the children are, and the service that they're providing to the local community. So here to talk a little more about Neighborhood Centers of Johnson County, Rakisha Harrington.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Quanda, for the invitation, and thank you all for being so welcoming this morning. I won't be before you long, but sharing things about neighborhood centers is kind of like the highlights. First, I'll start by just sharing a little bit about myself. As she said, my name is Rakisha Harrington. I've been in the Iowa City area since 1999 when I came here to attend the University of Iowa. My husband and I reside in North Liberty. We have 3 beautiful adult children now. My youngest just turned 18 on the 22nd, so I can proudly say that I have young adults now. With that, I've served on the North Liberty City Council as well, and I've been very active in the community my whole entire career following college. I've been very passionate about seeing the growth and changes in our community. Primarily, I've done a lot of work in the Iowa City area, but as well as North Liberty. I've spent most of my career at Neighborhood Centers of Johnson County. Again, I started there in 2008 as a family support worker, but prior to that, I was a work-study student there during my college years. So that also opened my eyes to what a fabulous community we had, because as a college student, oftentimes you just get stuck on campus and that's all you know. And I ventured out when I had a young daughter. And we got our first apartment in the Pheasant Ridge neighborhood, and that began kind of my work here locally. Growing up, I came from a large family. My mother is the youngest of 13 children, so as you can imagine, it's a lot of us. There's never a such thing of small gatherings, and there's always someone new there, shared spaces, cooking, greeting, My grandmother was very involved in the church, and my mother has continued to carry that on, as well as lots of people in my family. So I'm no stranger to community. I'm no stranger to going out and helping others. We often refer to my mother's house and often my grandmother's house as house of refuge, because there was always someone there, whether they were traveling, coming to visit, and we welcomed them into our home, and that has continued, and I think has been instilled in me and my family all of our lives. So with that, I have been very passionate about young women, has been my sole focus for a very, very long time. And because I was a young mother, instilling those principles and ensuring families that their story doesn't stop there when things that they have planned shifts. And we all know that sometimes you can make all these plans, resolutions, and talk about what we're going to do the next year and so forth, and it doesn't go that way. If 2025 hasn't shown us that, I don't know what will, and I pray that 2026 is a lot better. Over the years, working at neighborhood centers, we have been able to navigate and meet people where they are, very similar to what this church has provided for community as well, welcoming people where they are, welcoming people and not trying to change them to fit a mold, but welcoming them holistically as they are, to celebrate in their presence and everything that they have to bring. While being at neighborhood centers, I have learned that there's so much diversity and so much celebration and so much inclusion that goes on every day you walk in the door. And for me, I've worked for local government, I worked for another city entity, but there's no better feeling to know that every day when you walk into the door, you have an opportunity to change a life for the better. And that can be simply by saying hello. Even if the language barriers are there, even if families are in constant crises all the time, you're always trying to find a solution to help them be better with that. And what we always get in being at neighborhood centers is just that warm feeling where people are welcome as family. Whether or not they have a little talent or a lot of talent, they're welcome. We start with our young kids. We offer programs from birth to 5-year-olds in our early childhood education spaces. We offer after-school program for our school-age kiddos from K through 5th grade. We also have family support programming and services that go into the community and reach families where they are as well to provide supports. In addition to that, we provide community engagement. So oftentimes we know that families have barriers to accessing community, barriers to accessing resources. So what we do is find a way to bring those resources to our community centers, in which we have several. And I'm elated to share that we have a 4th one opening up very, very soon. And I'll be able to share with you guys a little bit about that as well. For those who don't know what Neighborhood Centers of Johnson County is, we're a neighborhood resource that started over 50 years ago in a 3-bedroom apartment in the Pheasant Ridge neighborhood. And from there, we've grown and expanded to multiple centers. We refer to ourselves as a safe space where neighbors gather, kids have found safety after school, and families share meals and activities. We've grown, like I said, to 4 centers and 5 after-school programs, but our heart has always remained the same. And even through all the trials and everything that has happened, even this year, we continue to keep that grassroots mind frame, because we understand that things change, needs change. People don't change. It don't matter what season of life they come in, the needs are still there. A couple other things is We strive to build better futures through education, through outreach, and our programming for those families. And like I said, from birth all the way to adulthood, we have areas of growth, education, language, English second language learners. We have citizenship classes, and all of these are run by volunteers in the community who have found a space as well to provide resources to those families. We have free medical clinics that come in so that people can get their health checked and they don't have to worry about going to a hospital, which can be intimidating when you have those language barriers or transportation barriers. Our vision is to build vibrant communities where everyone continues to feel supported, connected, and empowered to thrive. So in all those spaces, we know that we want people to feel safe. We want people to feel welcome. We want people to be encouraged to step out on their faith. And with that shared faith of whatever religion it is, it doesn't matter. Like, you come into that space and you're treated like a human being. You're listened to, you're supported, and you're challenged in ways to grow and to think outside the box. And I think that one thing that I can appreciate every single day is being challenged in a way to think outside of the box, to not always play it safe, but to challenge the decisions that are being made. When I served on the city council, it was the same thing. What work are we doing to help our community to expand and to be better, not just to be safe in our decisions, but also to highlight the diversity, to highlight the shared visions, to highlight the many opportunities for us to grow and expand and continue to have that community mindset where we come together collectively to solve our problems. Quanda mentioned that one thing that we are looking to do in the future and will be opening in the spring. So yes, please reach out. We give tours. I think it's the fourth Thursday of the month. And we give tours of all of our facilities, but our new facility will be opening in the Towncrest area. And if any of you are familiar about the Towncrest area, there are a lot of challenges over there, and that's one of the areas that are that's the least and most underserved in our community. And so our hope is that we can provide the same resources in a hub like atmosphere that we have provided in both the Pheasant Ridge area and as well as the Broadway area. We'll have early childhood education over there, and so we'll start small with those programs, but we'll also offer a computer lab. We'll have a library as well, which we work very closely with the Iowa City Public Library to furnish and put books in there so people can have access to those. So all of those resources will also be there. And then there'll be multi-purpose space available for families to come in or groups together and have a space for that as well. What we hope to do is change the narrative in those communities that we're housed in, to be a resiliency hub where if there are emergencies happening in the community, that people know that they can come to those locations as a safe space. We've been afforded the opportunity to expand, to employ almost 100 people in the community just with our small organization, and to serve well over 200 children each day. We provide warm meals, we provide snacks, we provide field trips, we provide so many things that we know that underserved populations may not actually have access to on a regular basis. So what we try to do is expand on that. What we are looking for in 2026 and beyond is to continue to have volunteers, to have support, to have people who are in education, who have talents that they want to share and be able to provide and bring into our programs to enhance those things with our youth and our families. So if you are a person who has musical talent, who has art, or crafting, knitting, whatever it is, we welcome you in. We also want to see our young people thrive educationally. So those who have an education background or have a few hours for tutoring, our young people can really use that. I know as an adult how it has impacted my life this year, seeing the funds be cut and us thinking like how will we continue to provide the best service that we can, knowing that these cuts will happen. We hire people from our community, so not only are they living in the neighborhoods that we're housing, but they understand the community more than anybody. And just as much as we're saying we're helping everyone else, we also know that we have to help our staff and the children that come into our centers. And so with that, anytime a person can donate time or financially or resources, anything that we know that will enhance those spaces and the things that the families are needing, we definitely are willing to have a conversation and welcome those things, because we're limited sometimes on our reach and our connections and who we know or where we are. But with the help of you all, you can also be able to support as well. So I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here, for your continued support. Please visit our website at www.ncjc.org and explore and see where you can help as well. Thank you.
Nurturing the courage to let go and how we embrace the possibility of renewal is part of how we live into our Unitarian Universalist faith. As we enter into our time of meditation, contemplation, and prayer, we acknowledge the burdens, regrets, and outdated habits that no longer serve us. We do this through the ritual of the burning bowl, symbolically transforming our written words into smoke and ash. Just as fire purifies and cleans the way for new growth, this act allows us to release the past and make space for the intentions we intend to carry out, supported by the strength of this covenanted community. For those who would like to process their experience or share their journey in a smaller venue, the Pastoral Care Associates will be leading a compassionate connection circle in the Walnut Room immediately after today's worship service. These circles, held on the second and fourth Sundays, offer a sacred space to support one another through life's many transitions. If you are participating in our service elsewhere, you may meditatively write a word on a piece of paper to safely burn later, tear a slip of paper into small pieces, or simply visualize your breath carrying away what you wish to release. And now, if you are in the sanctuary and feel called to do so, please come forward. Write what you wish to leave behind on the paper provided and place it into the flame as we sing together. Find a Stillness, number 352. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Sorry, there's a video that's going to play while you all are coming up and writing on paper. If you don't have paper and pen, please feel free to come up. We've got some extras up here. If you have more than one word, feel free to do that as well. If you need help and want us to come with you to get the paper to burn it, just let one of the ushers know or raise your hand.
find a stillness, please rise in body or in spirit.
All right. One more year, we did not burn the place down. Good job. To understand the unburdening, we can turn to one of my favorite sitcoms, Dharma and Greg. I'm probably like the only one in here who watched that. Oh, I got a thumbs up. I love that show. I watch it over and over again. The show centers on the cosmic collision between Dharma Finkelstein, a free-spirited yoga-instructing child of hippies, and Greg Montgomery, a straight-laced, Harvard-educated federal attorney. While Greg relies on logic and structure, Dharma operates on intuition and joy. A reoccurring theme is Dharma's unburdening, her radical, often hilarious commitment to clearing her emotional state so she can remain a vessel for sunshine. She would put it in a bubble and blow it away. Keep that in mind as you take a deep breath. Acknowledge the Greg in you, the responsible part, perhaps a bit rigid and tired of carrying the mental load. Then call forth your Dharma, the part that knows you are a child of the universe who deserves to be light. Visualize a shimmering bubble hovering before you. Into this bubble, pack the things that do not serve you, the old resentments, the should-haves, and the perfectionism. See them swirling inside that thin, soapy film. Now give a firm, Dharma-style puff of air. Watch the bubble float toward the ritual fire of the burning bowl. As it touches the flame, it doesn't just pop, it dissolves into the ether. Your burden is now just light and heat. May we walk away from the ashes with the courage to be eccentric. Let us stop hoarding our anxieties like they're valuable family heirlooms. After all, as Dharma taught us, the soul is like a closet. If you don't clear out the vintage emotional baggage once in a while, you'll never have room for the new, colorful tie-dyed joy waiting to come in. And for heaven's sakes, if you see your bubble floating back towards you, don't catch it. Pretend you don't know it and quickly walk in the other direction. Amen and namaste. What is Kwanzaa? Kwanzaa is a week-long celebration that began in 1966 to honor African heritage and culture. Kwanzaa is a week-long celebration, it takes place each year from December 26th to January 1st. Each day focusing on one of the 7 principles, such as unity, creativity, and faith. The name comes from the Swahili phrase matunda ya kwanza, meaning first fruits of the harvest. The fire has done its work. The words we wrote, the habits, the hurts, the old stories have been transformed. In the tradition of the burning bowl, we do not look back at the ash to see what was written. We look at the space that has been cleared. In the silence that follows the flame, we find the still, small voice of Imani, or faith. This is the faith that tells us when to let go of the heavy. We become light enough to move. In Kwanzaa, we celebrate the matunda ya Kwanzaa, the first fruits of the harvest. But the harvest is not just the gift, it is the responsibility. As we look at our empty hands, now freed from what we burned, we must decide what to pick up. We do not leave the sanctuary empty-handed. We leave carrying the jet pig values as our tools for the new year. We pick up justice and equity as our plow and our seed. We pick up pluralism as the diverse soil in which we grow. We pick up generosity as the water that sustains the community. The fire in the bowl is temporary, but the fire of Nia, or purpose, is meant to be eternal. As we prepare to leave this space, remember that the news, habari gani, of the new year is not something we wait for, it is something we create. To practice kuumba, creativity, is to realize that the year ahead is a blank canvas, a fallow field, a song yet unsung. Don't let the fire end there. Take a metaphoric ember with you. Let it warm your heart when the world feels cold. Let it light your path when the way toward transformation seems dim. Let it burn away the hesitation that keeps you from acting in love. May the ashes of the past be the fertilizer for your future. May the principles of Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, be your compass. May the values of our faith be your strength. Go forth in umoja, unity, knowing you are never alone. Go forth in amani, faith, knowing you are enough. Go forth in love, knowing it is the greatest power we possess. The ceremony has ended. The living begins.
How we give and what we do with our lives reflect our values. In response to the abundance we are blessed with, this congregation donates each week generously to organizations in the community whose work aligns with our values and principles. Our community partner agency this month is Community. Community Crisis Services and Foodbank is a volunteer-driven organization that provides immediate, non-judgmental support to individuals facing emotional, food, or financial crises. In the sanctuary, all cash collected will go directly to our community partner agency and the Community Common Fund. If you are writing a check, please use the memo line to designate the purposes for your community partner, your pledge, or a gift to support our operating expenses. You can follow the instructions on the screen to give online or via text. Our offerings are a sign of your commitment to this congregation. which is entirely supported by generosity of all who join us. As we give and as we receive the offering, may we be transformed by our giving, and may the world be transformed by our gifts. The same fire that illustrates our past also has the warmth that fuels our future ambitions. Our people are people of the flame, a flame of justice, a flame of memory, and a flame of hope. May the warmth stay with us to kindle our compassion for one another as the smoke moves on to the next phase, the next adventure of new beginnings. What was heavy is now light. What was written is now unmade. May the spirit of this fire be the one to lead you in whatever new direction your feet may take you. And may this moment bring you clarity. Until we meet again, blessed be. Amen.
Our closing hymn is number 311, Let There Be a Dance. Please rise in body or in spirit.
Dance
Thank you so much, Robin, for filling in today. The vocals were wonderful, and as always, thank you, Shinwei. Now a call to radical welcoming. As we release the past through our burning bowl ritual and turn towards the promise of a new year, let us commit to widening our circle. We invite you to live out your shared values by joining Rowdy, the Radical Welcoming Diversity and Inclusion Committee. This is a call to move beyond our walls and to grow our souls through the power of diverse perspectives. Through learning events and community outreach, we seek to build right relations with neighbors and folks we have yet to meet. We recognize that genuine hospitality requires us to be intentional, going out into the world to meet others where they are and inviting them to a seat at our table. In the spirit of the Burning Bowl ritual, where we release what hinders us to make room for renewal, we invite you to the Dynamics of Difference workshop. This transformative experience is designed to be mind-expanding and soul-filling, offering a sacred space to navigate difficult conversations where conflict often overshadows community. We invite you to lean into the discomfort of growth, to learn to recognize implicit biases within ourselves and others, and gain the vital skills needed to move beyond division. Join us as we release old patterns and labor together to build the beloved community. If you feel called to this work of building a more inclusive and vibrant community, please find me after the service to join us and learn more about both initiatives. As a reminder, the Pastoral Care Associates will be leading a compassionate connection circle in the Walnut Room, which is over this way, immediately after today's worship service. The Rowdy group meets the first Monday of every month. And like I said, please come and find me after service if you want some more information about joining us. And then a little side note, there are some Quanda coloring pages over on that table, and there's some books that will be donated to the UUS about Kwanzaa that can be in the library.
Please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. All these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again.
I really appreciate everybody's grace today. I don't know why I'm so much more nervous today than I usually am, but I really do appreciate you sticking with me and giving me that space to make mistakes, because I'm not perfect. As we exit this thank you. Thank you. As we exit this hallowed place, let us hold the warmth of the fire within us. Let us not hold a warmth nor a flame which devastates. Carry a warmth which sustains. As expected, the smoke rose. It left behind the burdens we will no longer need to hold. What remains now is the clarity of the now, the excellent possibility of tomorrow. Make the journey now. Lighter because we release the toils of the past, let now be a journey in the spirit. Braver in the heart, you will face those challenges that will be. Gentler to yourself, you will leave today, holding grace in your hands. You will not be absent from grace. May we find in the place which today we will find we have emptied. Let it not be without the joy of expectation. Let it be substantiated. The quiet of justice, every act of love. Blessed be. Amen.